reach down into the depths of my soul. I go within and I open up my heart to the one and only true source. My soul is open.
How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? Given the chance, I'm gonna tell you now. How many ways can I give thanks for the blessings I have known? I've got a list, and I will tell you how. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. Grateful for this universe, for the better and the worse. Grateful that this world keeps spinning round. Grateful for my memories, grateful for my hopes and dreams, grateful for the blessings I have found. Give praises for all the gifts I have. Given the chance, I'm gonna shout out loud. Grateful for each breath awake, grateful for each step I take, grateful that I'm here to play my part. Grateful for the morning sun, grateful when the day is done, grateful that I have you in my heart. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful? How many ways? I'm grateful. How many ways can I be grateful?
am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah.
Hello and welcome to the People of Diversity Sunday service. We are a multi-faith community and we believe that there are many paths to one divinity. So what does that mean to you sitting at the house, watching this on replay or perhaps on a Sunday morning, or maybe even watching it on YouTube? We have 10 different faith perspectives, 10 different speakers. We have presently 8, hoping to find 2 more positive musical artists. We asked our artists for 2 videos. We asked our speakers for 1 talk on a single word topic like responsibility or worship, which we're on right now. Responsibility is what we just wrapped up. I know this because we're just finishing the YouTube covers so that you can go there and play. But we'll talk about that later. If you would like to join us in this crazy endeavor, please do so at www.peopleofdiversity.org. Hit the button in the middle of the page and donate, tithe, give, whatever the word is for you that allows you to push that commitment button and play with us a little bit. I think that's all I know.
Last week, we began our topic of worship with our Native American representative, Will Davis. He gave an awesome talk, and his musical guest was Daniel Capel. This week, we are going to hear from our Baha'i representative, Dean Martineau, and his musical guests are Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer. And then next week, shaman Jerry Nettesheim will be speaking on worship, and her musical guest will be Christian Hope Justice.
Yay.
Yeah. So past services are available at the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page, also on our People of Diversity YouTube channel. You can go there and search on a topic and see all of the different faith perspectives about a single topic. Or you can go there and say, I want to know more about Jewish thoughts and ideas, and watch all the talks just from our Jewish representative or from our Muslim representative, whatever you choose of our 10. So, following the morning service from 11:45 until 12:15, we do a live Zoom deep dive, and the link is in the event or on this page. And very often the speaker can come. Dean comes often, and we just we talk about what the message was, and check in, ask questions, and just have a discussion. It's good, and we keep it right to 30 minutes so it doesn't eat into your day. On Sunday evening, we rebroadcast the morning service on Facebook Live at 5:45 p.m. And it's not live like the Zoom, but you can go in and be in the chat window and watch the talk, or send somebody back. If something you heard in the morning touched you, send them back to that evening service. It's always good to hear it a second time. So you can get Facebook notifications about the services, and as of last week, I can no longer invite people. I used to be able to press the little button and invite specific people, so all they had to do was press the button. I can't. Facebook's decided that's not cool anymore. So
they fixed it.
Yeah, they fixed it. I'd like to fix them. Anyway, so I can't do that. So if you are used to just getting your little invite and pressing that button, just go to the People of Diversity Facebook group, Facebook page, and join, and you will continue getting those notifications. Each week we bless a country, And so if you know anything about the country we're blessing next week, have any stories, pictures, personal ideas, whatever, about the country we're doing next week, send them to the email address below and we'll use them in our country blessing. And this next one I have next week is, I have no idea. I'm going to start from scratch. So if you know anything, help me out here. It's Lesotho. Right. This week we are blessing Lebanon. Lebanon is located in Western Asia on the eastern shore of the Mediterranean Sea. It's small, narrow country, about the size of Hawaii, quite small, and has 6.7 million people. They're very diverse religiously. They have 27% Shia Muslim, 27% Sunni Muslim, 21% Maronite Christian, and the other 25% are made up of Greek Orthodox, Greek Catholic, Druze, and other Christians. So quite the diversity there. There's archaeological evidence that Lebanon has been occupied by people since 10,000 BC, and the world's oldest continuously occupied city is Byblos in Lebanon. It was occupied as early as 8,000 BC. And the word Bible comes from the word Byblos, and Byblos was the site where the first alphabet was developed. A whole lot of long-term history there.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. More than 8 million Lebanese live outside of Lebanon, which is more than live inside Lebanon. However, Lebanon accepts a huge number of refugees each year. In 2019 alone, 1.3 million people, mostly from Syria, Iraq, Palestine, and Ethiopia, escaped to Lebanon and were accepted. And our last fact, this is kind of cool. According to Christian records, Jesus performed his first miracle in Lebanon, and that's where he turned water into wine. So, let's hold the people of Lebanon in our hearts, knowing they want the same things in their lives that we want in ours. A lot of strife there, a lot of poverty. So let's see them having abundance and peace. And let's say these words together. May peace prevail in Lebanon. May peace prevail on earth. May peace prevail in me. Amen.
All right. Bob Sima and Shannon Plummer will bring us two songs revolving loosely around worship. And Dean will bring us an amazing talk with lots of cool stuff involved in it.
Always.
Because he always does. It will be wonderful, colorful, and incredibly informative. So without further ado, we'll see you on the other side.
Good words, good thoughts, good deeds. 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 These are the things, these things that we need. From the time you rise to the time you sleep, every step you take, every breath you receive, do these. Everyone you pass on every street, every eye you meet, every friend you keep, do these. Do these, do these. Come on, y'all, sing it with us. Good words, good thoughts, good deeds. 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 These are the things, these things that we need. all you see is one human race. Do these. And if you stand in the shoes of another you, will find that these three things will set you free. You free, you free. Come on, y'all, hands together with us. Good words, good thoughts, and good deeds. Good words, good thoughts, and good deeds. Good words, good thoughts, and good deeds. Good words, good thoughts, good deeds. These are the things, these things that we need. Well, the world, it cries for your beauty inside. Can you hear it sing? Can you hear it scream? Do these. Do these. 'Cause in the face of hate, we separate. In the arms of love, we radiate. Do these. Do these. Do these. All right, come on, y'all. It's the last time. Get up and boogie. Good words, good thoughts, good deeds. Good words, good thoughts, good deeds. Good words, good thoughts, and good deeds. Good words, good thoughts, good deeds. These are the things, these things that we need. These are the things, these things that we need.
In this moment, everything shows up, everything presents itself just as it is. And when you slow down, let it all happen. Something fantastic, magic happens in you. And when you breathe in, it's like we're all listening to an echoing of our own soul. It's just like a rain cloud, relief, it comes pouring down on a thirsty world. Meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of a separation. Meditation is a medication, cure the illusion of a separation, a separation. Into a mind that's still becomes a cup that's filled with effervescence, ever-presence, and a heart that swells. And when you drink from this, it's a never-ending peacefulness. Don't have to believe in this, it's a story that tells itself. And when you breathe in, it's like we're all listening to an echoing of our own souls. And when you breathe out, it's just like a rain cloud. Relief, it comes pouring down on a thirsty world. Meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of separation. Meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of separation. We are one when we are all together, and we are one when we are all alone. We are one when we are all together, and we are one when we are all alone. Have you ever been here? Have you ever stayed here? Have you never left here for more than a glance? Have you ever faced this? Have you ever tasted this? There's a relief in the sweetness. Every moment is another chance. And just breathe in, it's like we're all listening to an echoing of our own souls. And when you breathe out, it's just like a rain cloud. Relief, it comes pouring down on a thirsty world. Meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of separation. Meditation is a medication to cure the illusion of separation. Oh, Namah Shivaya. Oh, Namah Shivaya. Oh, Namah Shivaya. Oh, Namah Shivaya. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. I have a dream. We are one when we are all together. We are one when we are all alone. Oh, Namah Shivaya. Oh, Namah Shivaya. Oh, Namah Shivaya. Oh, Namah Shivaya. Oh.
Hello, pod participants, wherever you may be. This is Dean Martineau from the Baha'i faith community of Melbourne, Florida. Judy Barrett in the background is helping to ensure that the videos look good. And we're here today talking about worship. As I often tend to do, I will try to make this more of an experience than a lecture. So we'll have some music and some videos. And I'm going to concentrate on topics that are perhaps new to the Baha'i faith, the latest of the world's religions, which has brought many new teachings as well as reinforcing the humanity's old spiritual traditions from long times that need to be renewed from time to time because we have a habit of forgetting them. And so I'll talk about some things more than others, and we'll get going on it. Baha'is do commune with God, converse with God, and there's a mandatory form of this. And one of the most frequently used expressions of this mandatory prayer is very short and very simple. It starts out as one is standing, as one is requested to do when to say this prayer. You stand and you say, I bear witness, O my God, that thou hast created me to know thee and to worship thee. So worship is obviously central to our purpose. We have been created to know and worship the Creator, the unknowable essence who is manifested in different beings throughout the ages, the latest of which is Baha'u'llah, because without that, we of course have no way to know the Creator. So we have been created for the purpose of knowing and worshiping God. What are some of the forms that worship can take? As I say, I'll mention some just briefly and spend a lot of time on some others. When Abdu'l-Baha, we've heard about a lot before, was in Paris in 1912, actually December 26th to be exact, he had a little question and answer session, and somebody said, should prayer take the form of action? Abdu'l-Baha says, and here he's going to talk largely about one of the unique principles of the Baha'i faith, that work, when done in the spirit of service, is worship. So Abdu'l-Baha goes on to say, yes, in the Baha'i cause, arts, sciences, and all crafts are counted as worship. The man who makes a piece of notepaper to the best of his ability, conscientiously, concentrating all his forces on perfecting it, is giving praise to God. Briefly, all effort and exertion put forth by man from the fullness of his heart is worship, if it is prompted by the highest motives and the will to do service to humanity. This is worship, to serve mankind and to minister to the needs of the people. Service is prayer. A physician ministering to the sick gently, tenderly, free from prejudice, and believing in the solidarity of the human race, he is giving praise. And actually, I won't go into this beyond this, but the next question that Abdu'l-Baha was asked, what is the purpose of our lives? And this, obviously, we know that our lives that we have been created to know and worship God. So this is tied to that, because how do we worship God? His answer is to acquire virtues. So that's a way that we worship God, to acquire those characteristics which, strictly speaking, we don't need to get along in the plane of this world. We don't physically require generosity, faithfulness, steadfastness, love, all those virtues that we know that are represented in all the holy books of the past. We don't need them for our life on this world. We will certainly, however, need them in our life the next world. So our purpose in this world, Abdu'l-Baha tells us, is to acquire virtues. So that's a very interesting approach to the whole subject of what is worship for, what is its purpose. I want to deviate a little bit here and talk about faith, because faith is an essential quality, and we can't really get along without it, and our worship is enhanced by it, and our service is enhanced by it. We've already heard too much of me, so I'm going to a very well-known Baha'i, whose name ended up being Amatul Baha Ruhiyya Khanum, about 70 years ago, wrote a poem called This is Faith. And we're going to, you can listen to it and also watch the lyrics. And this will give you an idea of one person's perspective on the subject.
This is faith. To walk where there is no path, to breathe where there is no air, to see when there is no light. This is faith. To cry out in the silence of the night, and hearing no echo believe, and believe again and again. This is faith. to hold pebbles and see jewels, to raise sticks and see forests, to smile with weeping eyes. This is faith. To say, God, I believe when others deny. I hear when there is no answer. I see though naught is seen. This is faith. And the fierce love in the heart, the savage love that cries, hidden thou art yet there. Veil thy face and mute thy tongue, yet I see and hear thee, love. Beat me down to the bare earth, yet I rise and love thee, love. This is faith.
I really relate to that poem, to the on my level, and there are many, many deeper levels where one can relate to it. But supporting the Baha'i faith at this particular time, giving money to the Baha'i faith, for example, doesn't appear to be building a better world. It's not an obvious thing that people are going to be assisted by this. At the moment, you don't really see it much in the outside world. There are pockets, growing numbers of pockets growing ever larger, where this is the case. And we're going to be talking about that in a few minutes. But one must, especially at this stage, and probably forever, have faith. And to the extent that one does have faith, one's actions can have effect. This is a passage that I'm going to play a video of, a song of the writings of Abdu'l-Baha. As you have faith, so shall your powers and blessings be. And this is actually the standard that is given. So this is another aspect of faith, how important it is to have faith, how faith is something that can be acquired. This is not faith that comes through what our parents taught or what somebody tells you to believe. This is faith that comes from a thorough, independent search after truth, that once one makes a decision as to what the truth is, one continues to grow in faith and to become ever more convinced of its truthfulness because of one's actions, one's study, and one's associations. So I want to let you listen to this, and we'll come back on the flip side.
And now I give you a commandment, which shall be for a covenant between you and me, that ye have faith, that your faith be steadfast as a rock that no storm can move, and nothing can disturb, and that it endure through all things. As ye have faith, so shall your powers be. As ye have faith, so shall your blessings be. As ye have faith, as ye have faith, even should ye hear that your Lord hath been crucified, be not shaken in your faith, for and nothing shall be impossible to you if you have faith. As ye have faith, so shall your powers be. As ye have faith, so shall your blessings be. As ye have faith, as ye have faith, faith, as ye have faith, so shall your powers be. As ye have faith, so shall your blessings be. As ye have faith, as ye have faith, faith, faith. This is the balance. 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 Faith, faith.
Bringing together what we've talked about so far, we will talk about for the rest of the time and show a very unique aspect of Baha'i worship as defined by Baha'u'llah, and that is the Baha'i house of worship, known also by its Arabic term, Mashriq al-Azkar, the dawning place of the mention of God. These houses of worship are, in one sense, are temples, and we see some of them. We'll get into this in a minute. Baha'i communities are building this institution first on the spiritual level, and then gradually it will take form in more and more physical structures. Eventually, every village on the planet will have one of these structures, and in fact, various structures surrounding it. A gentleman named Robert Stockman wrote something about the Baha'i houses of worship, and I'm going to read it because it's easy to do. It's an edifice eminently and elegantly distinctive in its design and uniquely inspirational in its purpose, to represent the oneness of God, the oneness of all religions, and the oneness of mankind, the guiding tenets of the Baha'i faith. So these structures all have the same general structure. They have 9 sides, they have a dome, but they all have great diversity in their cultural expression, and you'll see that because we're going to look at all of them throughout the rest of this program. We started out back about 120 years ago building continental houses of worship, so there will be one in every continent. We've finished that process now in 2014, I think it was, with the construction of the house of worship in Chile. Now, the houses of worship that are being built in places where the pattern of community life that Baha'is and friends are working on, that we've talked about frequently, a pattern based on the Word of God, based on worship and service being commingled, based on community building. When that pattern reaches a certain level of effectiveness and penetration into a community, then the process begins for the building of a house of worship. You'll see some of those. The most recent being the one in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Now, right now, the houses of worship only are the structure designed for worship, the central edifice of the institution of the Mashriq al-Azkar. But in time, there will be surrounding each of these houses of worship different dependencies, we call them, dedicated to different forms of service: schools, universities, orphanages, hostels for travelers, hostels for the poor, all kinds of buildings that can be built to surround the house of worship so that the energy generated in the worship in the central edifice then radiates out to those dependencies that are there to provide service to the community. The most recently inaugurated of these was in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and I want to show you a little bit about what that's like. So have a look at what happened about 2 weeks ago when the inauguration happened. A couple thousand people came. Many of them walked for several days to get there in the Democratic Republic of Congo to inaugurate their house of worship.
Bonjour, welcome to Kinshasa, welcome to the Baha'i House of Worship inauguration.
I'm very glad to see that the temple is here in DRC.
Maison d'adoration sur notre pays, que votre première maison d'adoration soit un phare de lumière, que Seigneur ressonne des mélodies des paroles de Dieu, qu'elle inspire des actes d'une foi véritable, qu'elle offre la paix et la tranquillité à chaque âme qui entre et qu'elle diffuse la lumière de la félicité universelle sur toute la ville de Kinshasa et sur toute la nation de la République démocratique du Congo.
La maison d'adoration, telle que nous la voyons ici devant nous, en tant qu'une des ordonnances divines, ne peut pas être considérée comme un bâtiment ordinaire. Il s'agit d'un édifice particulier, spécialement chargé en potentialité spirituelle.
Et vous savez que notre pays ici a plus de 450 ethnies. Alors c'est ici qu'ils vont se réunir ensemble dans l'unité et dans la diversité.
C'est un centre destiné à connecter les âmes à leur créateur. Et l'âme n'a pas de sexe, l'âme n'a pas de tribu, l'âme n'a pas d'âge, L'âme n'a pas de rang social, c'est pour tout le monde. C'est vraiment une caractéristique essentielle de cette structure, c'est l'universalité. Nous pensons que ça va éclairer le monde. C'est en fait un phare pour dissiper tout ce genre de préjugés.
So now that you've seen the latest expression of the Baha'i house of worship, this tangible expression of the purpose and form of worship as defined for us by Baha'u'llah, let's look at all of them that exist so far, and you'll see the diversity and you'll see the underlying unity of them. So we're going to go out with the ability for you to watch, to look at all the houses of worship, and not including the one from the Congo, but everything else that has been opened so far, the continental ones, as well as those recently constructed regional houses of worship, where we know that the Baha'i pattern of life is taking shape. These tend to happen in places that aren't very materialistic, so we don't see one here in the US or Canada or Western Europe yet, outside of our continental houses of worship. So I hope you found this interesting. I hope some of you, if you're watching live on the morning of Sunday, will be here for the deep dive and we can talk about things in greater depth. So thank you very much for watching, and keep your questions and your curiosity coming.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Shannon. Perfect and amazing as usual. We are so grateful for you and for Dean and Judy being with us really from the beginning of this project and always bringing us just amazing pieces that fit perfectly together. So thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much. And Dean has built another wonderful talk. Thank you so much. Philip Lupo, the man behind the curtain, always taking the chaos of every week and putting it into that beautiful, streamlined Sunday morning service for us all to hang out with and learn and grow from. So we're super grateful for Philip and his team. If you have needs in this world, connect with him and he will take care of you. Following the morning service from 11:45 to 12:15, we will do a deep dive. Dean typically joins us for those. Gives us a chance to visit, see each other eye to eye, ask questions, discuss. We keep it strictly to a half an hour so as not to eat into your day. And then in the evening, we have the same service replayed. It's also available on YouTube. So you can go back and visit, check it out, send someone else back, archive it, research it, study it, do all the things you might need to do. Next week will be Jerry Nettesheim, and our musical person will be Christian Hope Justice. And that is absolutely all I know about anything.
Mm-hmm. So go to www.peopleofdiversity.org if you would like to make a tithe or a donation. And let's just take a minute right now and take a breath, feel the gratitude. Thank you, Spirit, for everything that the pod does, all of the incredible people that are involved with this, the just the beauty of the whole thing. And we are so grateful, and we say thank you. Amen. And one thing before we shut down, I forgot to talk about this earlier. Scott and I got invited to an incredible event last week, so right up the alley of the pod. We were invited by Rabbi Pat and her group. They had their Seder dinner event. When was it? Last Tuesday, I think. And it was so, I'd never been to anything like that before, and it was so incredible that there was probably a couple of hundred people there. Everyone was so friendly and wonderful, and I think that there were 5 of us that weren't Jewish, and we were so accepted. People came up and talked to us afterwards and told us how glad they were that we were there. It was beautiful, and the food was great, and the whole process of the
storytelling and learning,
yeah.
and it's really wrapped around the children and
kids running around,
holding the traditions and understanding just what happened.
And it was awesome, and I just want to thank Interfaith United for making sure we knew about that, and Rabbi Pat for inviting us, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. I would just encourage everyone, when you get an opportunity like that, even just to go to a different church of a different faith, something you're not used to, something that it doesn't even have to be a totally different faith. Even if you're Christian, go to a Lutheran service as opposed to a Catholic service, as opposed to a Baptist service, whatever. It's just beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And again, thank you, Rabbi Pat and Interfaith United. Thank you so much. So don't click off quite yet. We are going to do our healing circle. I am putting myself in the middle of this healing circle. So that, So just think of any person, situation, whatever, that you know needs some extra love, some healing. We're going to join our energy around in this circle because it is all energy. We're going to join together, and we're going to listen to this last song and just see all of us, all of them, and all of us in love and light and healing. And thank you for being here, and we will see you tonight at the deep dive, or tonight, or next week. So take care.
Have a great week.
Love you.
One power, one power, one power, one power, one power, one power. invisible, and you see it everywhere and every day. One power indescribable, and you speak of it with every word you say. Mysterious until you know the truth, as simple as the love inside of you. Call it God, call it Spirit, call it Jesus, call it Lord, call it Buddha, Baha'u'llah, angels' wings or heaven's door. But whatever name you give it, it's all one power, can't you see? It's the power of